What is up, people? Welcome back to another episode of ThirdEyeCyphs, contacting you from the I didn't even think of a good name. The SS Cipher. Ooh, the SS Cipher. All right, come to you live from the SS Cipher. We are traversing the galaxy of illusion. Oof. So, yes, welcome back aboard the ship, the spaceship, that is. Spaceship. We are in a spaceship today. And yes, welcome. We are traversing the galaxies of illusion. And this is another episode. And your freaking host. And this is a podcast on, well, what do we talk about? First and foremost, my main job is to help you realize your truest nature, your truest potential, and see the fact that we are constantly surrounded by sacredness and divinity. And this sacredness and divinity makes up the little molecules that make us up. And once we truly realize this, then we become freaking superheroes, guys. And that's my main job here, is to make you guys freaking superheroes. So that is what I do. And this podcast, well, we talk about self-realization, this self-realization of this divinity. And personal development, guys. Come on, personal development. Developing ourselves, our personal lives. Spiritual growth, growing spiritually. Esoteric knowledge, conspiracy theories, law of attraction, manifestation, and of course, becoming our greatest versions. Anything and everything spiritual. In and out of this entire universe. Maybe. Possibly not. And a bunch of other stuff to make you realize your truest potential. So, all aboard. I'm mixing all these, like, ship and train terms, and we're in a freaking spaceship, guys. So, like, what do you want me to do? Like, there's no lingo for boarding spaceships. Like, how rare is it that you get to board a spaceship? Like, I mean, I'm not used to letting people onto the spaceship, so I don't really, I don't really say all aboard or anything. No, I'm joking. Okay, I was just... It's early, guys, okay? It's early. You gotta give me a sec to come to terms with the fact that we're in space right now. Anyways, this is a freaking podcast called ThirdEyeCyphs.
ThirdEyeCyphs. ThirdEyeCyphs.
This is a podcast. Welcome to it. All aboard the SS Cipher podcast. How are you? How are you doing? I hope you are well. I hope you are checking in with yourself. Do you know why I hope you're checking in with yourself? Because I love to check in with you every week and ask you how you're doing and how you're taking care of yourself. And I also have provided you with a tool to do this for yourself. I'm looking for that tool right now in my junk drawer. Not saying that it's junk, but you know how you just throw everything into the junk drawer. Like, what? It doesn't even matter. It's important stuff, not important stuff, garbage. You just put it all into the same drawer. And then you have to dig through when you're actually looking for something. Like, oh, maybe it's in the drawer. Well, that is me right now. Okay, I found it. I actually don't even have one of those junk drawers. Okay, I will be honest. I have like not that I personally used to have one, but I remember growing up, like, there being one in the kitchen. It would just be like a bunch of random things that I guess would get, like, lost in the house, or I don't know, something. There's just a bunch of random things, like little knick-knack things. I don't... Okay, so then my draw now, it's not really like that. It's kind of like miscellaneous stuff. Like, I don't know where to put these little things. And not even that it's little, because I keep, like, my laptop and my MIDI keyboard in there. But then I also keep, like... I don't know. I put, like, immediate of use things in there. Like, small things that I can't just have laying around. And I don't want to put in, like, a bin. Like, that's ugly. So I just have it in a drawer. Okay. That's enough on that. So, yes, I provided you with the tool. And that tool is the self-care checklist. Now, this get out your self-care checklist right now if you do get it. So... The easiest way is you go to thewritingsofnatalia.com. The easiest way is you go to thewritingsofnatalia.com. Go in the little menu options thing where it gives you like little page options in the menu. You know what I'm talking about on a website. One of those page options is follow. You click follow. It'll be like, hey, come with me. I'm going on a journey. And then you put in your info. And then I send you the self-care checklist. Easy. Easy peasy. Straight to your email. Or, if you want to be a little complicated, no, it's actually not that complicated. Go to my Instagram link, bio link, whatever the link is on my Instagram profile. Click that. And it'll take you to my link tree. In my link tree, it's the first link in my link tree. Okay, maybe that's a little easier, but I don't know. Some people don't have Instagram. So it's the first link in my link tree in my Instagram bio. It says, get your free self-care checklist. And then you click it, and then you get a free self-care checklist, guys. And you can follow along, and it's perfect for today because we're in the spaceship today. And this self-care checklist makes you freaking feel like you're in a damn spaceship. Because we are in a spaceship, so it further enhances the feeling. Okay. So, again, have you been checking in with yourself? Have you been drinking water? Are you staying hydrated? Did you know that 1 liter of water equals to the same amount of hydration as a liter of beer? That's crazy. I'm not telling you guys to drink a liter of beer, but what I'm saying is that you can find equal hydration in other substances other than water if you don't like water, guys. So that's what I'm saying. You have to stay hydrated in some way, not through beer, because I feel like that's kind of counterintuitive, because wouldn't alcohol like make you thirsty? I feel like alcohol usually makes me thirsty. I don't drink alcohol often, but when I do, I'm like dehydrated the next day that I have a hangover, or like drink alcohol and the next thing you know I'm drunk. No, I'm serious. Like the next day I'll be super dehydrated, or even during. I still need water. I don't know. I think it's so. But then again, I don't drink beer, so maybe there's a difference with beer. I drink the hard stuff, you know? No, I'm joking. Ew, I hate alcohol, honestly. I really do. I can't, like, it literally tastes like when I drink it, I'm just like, oh my god, like, this tastes like you shouldn't be drinking it. So, yes, guys, so, like, things to drink would be, like, iced tea, not sweetened, obviously, especially with corn syrup, corn syrup, what else? Like fruit juice, I guess. You could put lemon and cucumber and mint into your water. I always do. That's so good. You could put like orange slices in your water. That's good. I don't know, guys. Get creative. You know what you like, all right? Find a way to hydrate yourself. Stay hydrated every day. It's so important. So good for your skin, the way you look, because I know you care about the way you look, because everybody cares about the way you look. Like, oh, I don't care about the way you look. Yeah, okay. Well, okay, maybe not like all the time. So like me, I don't care how I don't care how I said wait. I don't care how I look. But sometimes I care how I look. Like 100% of the time, like I don't care how I look. It's not like I'm like constantly like, oh my gosh, I wonder how I look. Like it's not that serious. But then sometimes I'm like, damn, I look like a freaking bum or something crazy. But it's not to be like mean or insulting or anything. But like, I don't know. That's just like I guess that's ego. I don't know. So they have to, yeah, because like why? I don't know. Something I gotta go over with myself. The self-reflection, guys. So stay hydrated so you can look and feel your best. It's like a commercial. Are you drinking from non-plastic or BPA-free bottles? This is important too, guys. You shouldn't. Okay, now that summer's coming up, I hope people who have cars or sit in cars hear this. If you don't know already, do not drink a water bottle that was in a hot car overnight, or even like for a few hours that was sitting in the sun, because the plastic chemicals are melting into the water, and then when you drink the water, you're drinking all the plastic chemicals. So this is why this happens with plastic generally. Obviously, if it's cold, it's not going to happen as like fast and as much, because like if you're melting the plastic, obviously like the chemicals are going to come off. But if you have like a plastic water bottle in the fridge, the coldness is keeping the chemicals attached to the plastic, but there's still chemicals in the plastic. So I mean, like, I'm pretty sure you're still getting chemicals in your water or your drink, but it's probably not as much as if it was like under the sun in the bottle. Either way, you don't want chemicals in your freaking drink, guys. Keep your stuff in glass, preferably BPA free if it has to be some sort of plastic. And yeah, glass. I wonder if they have like wooden water bottles. I feel like they do. Maybe like a bamboo thing. I don't know. But we have to be resourceful, guys. We have to learn to be more resourceful and sustainable. And that is the answer is not the G. Okay, wait. You're gonna have to spell this out, guys. G dash R dash E dash A dash T. Reset. So that's not the answer. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But look it up. And their whole answer is, oh, we have to be more sustainable and resourceful. It's not the answer. Okay, it's not the answer. No, don't ever buy into it. And we're gonna be talking. This is the freaking topic. Well, it's not the main topic today, but we'll get into it, guys. So, watch the pH balance of your water, guys. We want to keep it neutral, around 7.5 to 8. Anything too high is just, it's not good for you, I don't think. And then anything too low, it's not good for you either. Like, vibration-wise, just, you wanna keep your vibration nice and steady. You don't want to throw it all out of whack by, like, trying to control it through water, even though you can, but it depends on what you're trying to do it for. Health reasons, maybe, yes. Meditative reasons, spiritual reasons. If you have your own specific practice, that's fine, but if you're just doing things out of nowhere, then watch what you're doing. Fluoride-free water, guys. Fluoride-free. We don't want our pineal gland calcified to the point where it'll just crumble into a million pieces and turn into dust. Food. Are you eating organic? Are you eating your dark leafy greens? These are the most important things, guys. You don't want to eat pesticides, and dark leafy greens are the best greens, the healthiest greens to be eating ever. And get non-GMO things. You don't want to be eating genetically modified organisms. Okay, so like, man, you don't know what type of genetically modified organism they're gonna be creating. Like, if your food has a GMO in it, and then like I'm talking about moving forward, not right now, like maybe in the future, and I don't want to give them this freaking idea, but what if there's like little robots in it, or not little robots, but like, you know what I mean, like those little like bugs, like those little tech bugs that they're making, that they're all tiny, like how they would, man, oh, shit, I don't even want to be talking about all this stuff on here. I'm trying to not get muted, guys, because it's a thing, and it's a thing. We're gonna be talking a little bit about that too. So yeah, just stay away from the GMOs. Stay away from the GMOs. we don't know what they're going to genetically modify next and put into our bodies through that. So your mental health, are you taking a break? Are you giving yourself the chance to rest after working and pushing hard and hustling for freaking days straight? Are you allowing yourself that break? And if you're not, you absolutely should be. It is going to take a toll on your health. Literally, it's going to take a toll on your health to the point where you're not literally going to be able to do anything for like a week at least. And you're just going to put yourself behind. If you personally want to keep moving forward, and that's why you're working so hard, allow yourself the chance to rest so you can keep working hard for a longer amount of time. If you keep pushing yourself to the brink, then you're going to freaking overload and then not be able to work for a week. So then you miss a whole week of productivity because you didn't give yourself like 10 minutes a day to rest or to relax or just a freaking break. So it's work smarter, guys, not harder. You don't want to freaking do that because then you'll just get stressed out about how much work you're missing because you freaking overloaded yourself. So give yourself that break so that you can keep moving forward at a nice, steady, productive pace. Are you having fun? So during this time, have fun, okay? Be creative. Do whatever it does that makes your inner child happy. Create things. Explore. Remain curious. Awaken your inner child. Emotional health. Do you have a healthy support system? This is so freaking important. I was just talking to my boyfriend about this. About like my mom and how I feel like she should have friends that are very similar to her and that like art and all that stuff. So not to talk about her, but just saying that people should be around people who nourish them or who push them forward on their journey of goals. I was trying to find a good way to do that. Guys, I'm so sleepy, like you don't even know. My eyes are like so low right now, and especially I'm in the spaceship. I have this lovely spaceship white noise and watching the stars go by, and it's so dark because light barely travels here in space, guys. So it's making me sleepy. It looks like a visual sleep enhancer or something. I don't know. Okay, anyways. So yes, get a healthy support system, people who support your dreams, your goals, your accomplishments. They listen to you. They give you their full attention. They lift you up and inspire you instead of bringing you down and telling you can't do things. Have a healthy support system, a nice group of friends, whether it be family, that you can just be yourself with and don't have to worry about feeling judged or like you have to impress somebody. And again, express yourself. Express yourself through some sort of medium, whether it be through art, writing, journaling, creating music, dancing, doing any type of sport. Get creative, guys. Do what makes you feel happy and do whatever you can do to express yourself in some sort of way. So that is it for our self-care checklist, guys. And if you want to get a copy of this self-care checklist, again, I feel like it's just easy to go. You could literally access Instagram through your computer. So whether you're doing it through your phone, I'm sure you have the Instagram app if you have a phone. If not, you can go to Instagram.com through your freaking phone and go to my profile. My Instagram name is Natalia of Earth, and it's the first link. It's the link in my bio, and then the first link in the link tree, which is the link in the bio. So just click the link in my bio. And then the first little option up there says, get your free self-care checklist. And then you can feel like you're in a freaking spaceship too, guys. And we can be in a spaceship together. Okay, so getting into this episode, I apologize. I am not doing a card reading. I should have. I always forget to blurb that in the beginning. Well, I got you for 20 minutes, guys. I got you for 20 minutes. And now you're probably like, oh my god, I listened to this for 20 minutes just to find out there's no card reading. No, because I know you guys don't only come here for the card reading. You can get a card reading from anybody else. No, like, I don't know, people do daily card readings somewhere, or weekly card readings somewhere. Okay, I'm trying to wake myself up, guys. I'm so sorry. I went to sleep at, I didn't go to sleep that late. Maybe I went to sleep at like 1, but the other night before that I went to sleep at like 2, but then I woke up at 6:45, so I only got a little bit of sleep, and then that little bit of sleep kind of traveled on to the next night, which was last night, and then now it's here this morning, so I got that extra little bit of sleepiness today from the night before. So yes, we're not doing a card reading because I can't connect when I'm sleepy. I'm literally just like shuffling the cards, and then I fall into like a dream or like a daydream, and I keep losing my connection. I'm gonna be shuffling the cards for days, guys. There's no time for that. There's no time. So I apologize. There's no card reading this week. And I've been wanting to use that new card deck. I think I told you guys about it last week. I got a really cool new Energy Oracle card deck, and they're so sick. It's the perfect ThirdEyeCyphs freaking card deck, but I have not blessed them yet because I'm so busy with my so busy life. No, I'm joking. No, I really am, though. And it's kind of annoying because I really want to use those cards. So, and honestly, I'm going to say I freaking forgot about them. Like, I had them on my altar, and then I put them aside while I was cleaning. And then if they're not in front of my face, like, I forget about it. And even though I'm so excited, like, there's just so much other stuff in my mind. And that's why it's important to be mindful. So, yes, but we have a good episode for us. So I feel like it's well worth it, guys. It's well worth missing the card of the week. So before we get into our little talk, a few announcements. That's the announcement button now. No, that won't be the announcement button. Maybe we should have an announcement button. Who knows? So, announcements. But first, a lovely word from our sponsors. Okay, so a little ThirdEyeCyphs announcements, other than the fact that we're so grateful for Anchor, is that I just relaunched the Writings of Natalie, if you guys don't know already. And it's gonna be freaking great, guys. It's a full experience to help you even more realize your truest self. Through visuals, through audio, through this podcast. This podcast is a part of the Writings of Natalie. Through art, through lifestyle things, through so much stuff, and it's a full experience, it's a full embodiment, and yes, it's amazing. It's gonna be great, guys. So go to the writingsofnatalie.com. Make sure you follow it through, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this in a sec, but follow it through, again, like that little follow page tab that I was telling you about. Like, you guys, you just gotta stay updated with it, because we're gonna talk about it in a little sec. But yes, also there's the Instagram, the Writings of Natalie, which you get the whole kind of little experience. You get the whole experience on the website, but you get half of the experience on Instagram. So follow the Writings of Natalie on Instagram, and you get a bunch of my cool poetry and art, and I'm gonna be dropping some cool stuff, guys. Cool is the word of the day. No, actually, it's not the word of the day. We'll be talking about the word of the day. But yeah, so I just relaunched it, so please support me and follow the Instagram, follow the website. It's gonna be freaking great, guys, and I want you guys to experience this too, because this is for you. I'm doing it for you. So yes, there's that. And also, did you know that there's the ThirdEyeCyphs private community on Facebook? It is a private Facebook group. We're building it. And if I reference certain things in this podcast, like, oh my gosh, I watched this video the other day, or I read this article, I'm putting all of those sources in the Facebook group. But not only that, even when the podcast isn't going on, like during the week, and I find something on the internet that you guys should see or need to know, I will share it in there. Like anything that's not in the mainstream, or some things that we should be aware about in the future, things about the World Bank Mafia, WBM, and yeah, just to keep us updated, keep us kind of connected, and yeah, it's freaking great, guys. It's not gonna be great, it is great, okay? So if you guys want to get a little deeper into the podcast and the things that we talk about and the sources, join that Facebook community group. You don't even have to just like if you don't even have a Facebook, just create like a freaking like BS profile just to join the group, and then like you don't even have to use it. Like I have a Facebook and I haven't used it for years, and I only use it for business, like to attach my Facebook page to my Instagram so that it can be a business, because in order to have a business account on Instagram, you have to have a Facebook page. So that's the main reason why I created it. And I literally only have it linked to like auto post my post on other platforms to go on Facebook. So I literally don't even actively use it, or to look at Facebook groups. And that's exactly what you could do. So join the group, get deeper into the convo with us. And yeah. So yeah, there's that. So what I was talking about was you're going to want to follow the page through the mailing list, or through that follow tab page thing on the website, is because a lot of people in this sort of niche of spirituality and awakening people are getting shadow banned, or they're getting kicked out of their accounts, and then their accounts are getting deleted. So my worry is that if I keep spitting facts, there's gonna be some sort of restriction put on my content, and I'm hoping that that's not gonna happen, but it's just, I'm seeing it happen with people you wouldn't even expect it to happen to. So that's why I'm being prepared, and I'm telling you, you guys gotta get on my mailing list. You guys gotta follow the Writings of Natalie through the mailing list, because then I have contact with you. If my stuff gets deleted and you see that I'm like nowhere to be found, I will contact you through this mailing list and say, hey, all of my stuff got deleted. I'm in the middle of rebuilding a platform, so we can stay in contact. Like, who knows? Maybe my podcast won't even get, like, maybe they'll take it off of platforms. Like, who knows? Or like specific episodes, you know how like YouTube will demonetize a certain video if you say certain things. Like, it's probably easily like that. And I've seen people on Instagram specifically, you can't even see certain posts on their profile. Like, from the creator's end, it looks like it's there, but from everybody else's end, like, you won't see the post on their profile at all, but it's there. So it's like, it's like completely pretending like it's not even there. And it's not even things about like the, what do you call it? Well, I'm not going to say the word for it because it's like a trigger word for the WBM to join, to tap in and listen in. We need a word for the serum they're forcing people to drink. Basically, not physically forcing them, practically. Serum. Let's just call it the evil serum. The evil serum. Okay, maybe not the... Alright, we're not gonna call it evil. I mean, is it evil? Who knows? You're probably like, yeah, it is evil. The serum. The fluoride serum. Okay. So yeah. It's not even stuff about that or like politics or anything like that. Literally an account, and I posted this on my story too, I screenshotted it. An account I follow, they posted a small video of what the flower of life was, guys. Just the flower of life, and it like multiplying and showing its like representation, and nobody could see it on their account. And he had to screenshot it and post it on his story and say, hey, is anybody seeing this on my profile? And everybody said no, even though from his end it looks like it's up there. It's freaking insane. So just follow me on other platforms, guys. Mainly, my main platform is the writingsofnatalia.com. If you want to be in deep, not deep in, but, you know, like in contact and stay up to date with with everything that I'm doing and that I'm growing, that is the best way, just in case of anything. So please do that, guys. I would love to stay in contact with you if anything were to freaking happen, because then I have to find you all over again. Like, literally, I have to rebuild from nothing, and then how are you guys gonna find me? Like, I would have to find you guys all over again, because I didn't find you, you found me. So anyways, that's that on that. So that's why I said you gotta get on the you just gotta follow. You gotta follow. Also, on the writingsofnatalie.com, you can book sessions with me. You can also book sessions with me through my Instagram now, at Natalia of Earth. And I have 45-minute to an hour sessions. I also have personal card readings that I can do with you. We can do it over Zoom. We can do it over the phone. We don't even have to talk to each other. We can like text each other or email each other and just time it right where I give you a good reading and we're both present at the same time. And yeah, so that option is available for you guys. And of course, please leave a review of this podcast on what is it, Apple iTunes Store, I don't know, just leave a review, because then that helps people see the podcast. Apparently that's really important. It helps people see the podcast, and we want information to spread, we want knowledge to spread, and wisdom and self-awareness, and we want people to become their greatest version, guys. If you don't want somebody to become the greatest version, then that's sort of like you want to either be better than someone because you don't want them to be great, or you don't, why wouldn't you want people to be their best versions? Come on. That's our job here, is to spread knowledge and beauty. And yes, so do your part. Share this podcast. Share this podcast with people you think that would listen to it or that would like it, or anybody who you know listens to a podcast, because I feel like anybody who listens to a podcast, like, they'll tap into any little podcast for a little bit, and who knows, if they freaking like this podcast, then they'll listen to it too, and then they'll join the cipher. So yeah, leave a review, let people know how great this freaking is and how much information that you get on the daily basis, and you stay informed, and yes, it's great, guys. So that's it. End quote. I keep wanting to say end quote after things, but not out loud in my head, and then when I say it in my head, it's funny to me. Okay, I don't know why I decided to share that. There's a little fun fact about me. No, I'm joking. I don't know. Literally, like, okay, wait. I'm sleepy. Okay, I'm sleepy. Okay, so guys, this podcast is a good one. This podcast is a good one, but in terms of this episode is a good one. This episode, I've titled it. What have I titled it? Oh, How to Be a Free Thinker. So I titled it How to Be a Free Thinker, but I thought that if I were to actually title it what the real title is, nobody would really listen to it, because there's a little ego in all of us. So I titled it How to Be a Free Thinker, but the original title is How to Think for Yourself, okay? How to think for yourself and not let other people think for you. Now, before you stop, this is the same thing, okay? Free thinker, to think freely. You want to learn how to think freely? Well, to think freely, you have to make sure nobody thinks for you, right? You have to think for yourself, right? So it's basically the same thing, except how to be a free thinker sounds nicer and, informational. How to think for yourself sounds a little bit snarky, which it was intended to be. But yes, how to think for yourself. And a lot of people think that they do think for themselves. And that's why I said, like, if people read that, like, oh, I know how to think for myself, I don't need to listen to this. Okay, a lot of people think, let me restate that. A lot of people think that they think for themselves, but they're not actually aware that their thoughts are not their thoughts. They were just conditioned to think that those thoughts and opinions are their own, when it's really not. It's somebody else's opinion, and it's being programmed into us as if it's our own opinion. So we think that it's our thoughts, but it's actually somebody else's thoughts being programmed into us. And this is something called social conditioning, or our vocab word of the week, which is social engineering. That's another thing, guys. We're going to be doing a vocab words of the week. So, if you guys don't know what social engineering is, this was a term that was introduced to me in the very beginning of my journey when I had just become aware that I have been lied to almost my entire life by the media, the World Bank Mafia, and school systems, TV shows, music, anything that probably anybody has ever told me. And the WBM. So, also, WBM is, for those of you who don't know, is a synonym for the G-O-V. I put dashes in there because I feel like that might do something. Okay, so yes, social engineering. So social engineering, if you look it up on Google, the first definition that comes up basically represents it. But anything that you read under the definition, it all talks about like hackers and scammers and how they try to social engineer you into releasing your information. So this is not what we're talking about, but that's what they'll show you. That's what social engineering is, right? But the first definition that Google states is a perfect representation of what social engineering actually is. So this definition is the use of centralized planning in attempt to manage social change and regulate the future development and behavior of a society. Let me say that again. The use of centralized planning in an attempt to manage social change and regulate the future development and behavior of a society. So basically, it's the managing and regulation of a society through some sort of scheme or plan. And then the second definition gives you that little hacker definition to what they reference in most of the links that they provide about social engineering, is the use of the first part of this little definition is perfect, but then it kind of goes into like fraud stuff. So the hacker definition is the use of deception to manipulate individuals into divulging confidential information that may be used for fraudulent purposes. Hence, the use of deception to manipulate individuals. So, this is what I refer to. So, social engineering, that is the definition of this programming or this conditioning that they do to us to make us think that these opinions are our own. Some little small examples of this is the fluoride serum, the fluoride serum, anything that has to do with the I don't want to say that word, the sickness that has been happening, and I mean like germ sickness, and I'm trying to stray away from trigger words that they tap into. Because any post that you put on Instagram that has any sort of text or reference to the fluoride serum, it's like they put a freaking like thing on it, like, oh, get more information about the fluoride serum, like find fun facts about the fluoride system, or whatever the heck, system serum. So I don't want them putting those stuff on my things. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some tips on how to think for yourself, guys. But this is more about becoming aware of the systems and opinions that are within us that might not be our own, and we don't know that they're not our own. We still think that they're our opinions and our thoughts. But I'm gonna kind of give you ways to become aware and to reflect, to see if these actually are your own opinions, and then how we can learn to educate ourselves. So Number one. Well, the first 1 to 3 are going to be the breaking down of the internal systems that we already have present. So, number 1 is let go of everything that you know, or everything that you think you know. Let go of everything that you think you know, everything that you hold as a fact, that you have accepted as a fact. Just surrender to the idea of it being absolutely false. It could be anything. And my personal example of this that I do is space. Even though I'm sitting here in space right now in this spaceship, it's all an illusion. This entire reality is an illusion. So I say space doesn't exist. You could prove me wrong in so many different ways. And this has been originally I absolutely, it was 100% fact to me that space did not exist and it was a complete lie. Now, it could be possible that it exists. I think that it may exist, but there's a possibility that it doesn't exist. So, that's my thing. And it's not like I'm set in stone, it absolutely doesn't exist, but... and it was never like that for me either. It was just no, I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist, but if it does exist, that's fine. I'm open to everything. I'm not strong in any sort of belief or opinion or anything like that, which is ideal, guys. You want to remain flexible when it comes to what you accept as fact or fiction. So I have surrendered to the idea that space is completely false, that I've been lied to about space, all the planets are fake, everything that they say, oh, we're going to Mars, or we landed on the moon, blah, blah, blah. I completely accepted that all of that could possibly be fake, and that they give us all these fake history books about all the cool information about, ooh, Mars is at this amount of degrees and spins at this place, all these facts that are just lies. So I'm not saying that that's true, but what I'm saying is that I've surrendered to the fact that it could be absolutely false. And it doesn't destroy my reality. I mean, it did, and that was my awakening, that everything that was told could be an absolute lie. And then that's what initiated my sort of awakening. So let go of everything that you think you know, everything that you've accepted as a fact, yeah, space exists. You've accepted it as a fact. The same thing you've accepted as the sky is blue. I see the sky is blue. I've accepted it as fact. Or just anything that they kind of just program you from the beginning. This is right. This is left. Your history books. There's a lot of misinformation in history books. I've accepted the facts that, Christopher Columbus came to America and killed the Native Americans. What if that never happened? I'm not saying that it didn't because, look, the history books show it, pictures show it. But, what if it's just all staged? What if it's a lie? Just play with the idea of that. Learn to release anything that you think you know, because a gentle reminder, this reality is an illusion. And either way, if you get attached to these ideals and these facts, then you're missing the whole point, guys. It's an illusion. You're not going to die with this information. It's not it's so important your life relies on it. Literally, it's just whatever. It doesn't even matter. So, anyways, drop all preconceived ideas that you may have about anything or prior knowledge about anything. That's the first thing that we do to start breaking down these systems, is to first loosen up all these systems and these things that we hold within us by surrendering to the fact that they could just all be false and that all of it's a lie. So the next thing that you want to do is, instead of accepting what everybody else is, question everything. Literally question everything. If everybody is doing something, question that one thing. Why is everybody doing it? Everyone here should know by now that the WBM is not telling us some things, all right? It's not telling us some things. And we know this already. I've known this since I was a freaking little kid, okay? It's so funny. When I was a little kid, a little tiny kid, I would say, man, I'm so scared that the government's gonna come after me or something. And, I didn't know anything at that age. What the heck am I talking about? The government's gonna come after me? I'm a little kid. What is it gonna come after me for being a little kid? I didn't know anything. But for some reason, I felt like I knew something. And that they would come after me for it. So, oh, no, but not that. They were gonna come after me for it, but I always knew they're like some like slimy low-key thing. So even as a little kid, I don't know if my parents told me that or anything, but either way, I knew that the WBM has been lying to us this whole time, deep down inside. So we do know that they're either lying to us, it's not either, they are lying to us, and that they are trying to control us in some sort of way. We know this, right? So how do they do this? How is their best access to us? Well, this is through what do we do all the time? Social media, internet, watch TV, listen to the radio. We are constantly absorbing these sources of information. And what better way to miseducate people is through these sources of information, right? Whether it be social media, the radio, TV, whatever. So, also, if you didn't know that the WBM is lying to us, which you should, and you're just living in a sheep's body, it's okay. It's okay. We have to admit it. We have to really no, let me stop. Like, I mean, like, you've just been blind. You've just been blindfolded. That's it. You've been blindfolded. We were all blindfolded from the beginning, but a lot of us have learned that there is a blindfold on our face and we can take it off. So if you want to look more into these little things that they're lying about, you can find it deep inside the website. I'm not giving you sources. Just look deep into the web. I think I said the website. Deep into the internet. Deep into the web. Start with maybe anonymous. It's a great start. Or WikiLeaks. Look into WikiLeaks. I don't know if that's a trigger word. If it is, what up? So yeah, look into that. See these official documents that have been released. Okay, and then yes, so these social things, these trends of what everybody's doing. Look into what trends there are. What's getting promoted from the media? What's being encouraged? What do you see people on the news advertising? What's being advertised on TV? What is everybody doing? What's kind of hip? Whatever that is, whatever you see that is trending and everybody's doing, like whether it be these TikTok dances, whether it be like a certain type of shoe, whether it be certain like type of challenge, or, you know, like those things that trend, right? All of that's controlled. Our entire media is controlled. So how, like, you could, if the media source itself, like the TV, the radio, the internet, if it's controlled itself, what makes you think that the things that are being displayed on it are not controlled? To some extent, they aren't controlled because the internet is very open and free. Well, I want to say here in America because, like, again, like, not in China, obviously, but like, we have the benefit of having this open, free internet, and it can get a little out of control, but it's pushed under all of the infinite amounts of information that is on the internet. So it's out there, but you just got to do a little deep digging. So anyways, so knowing that that's controlled, when everyone is really fast to do something and to jump on something, and it seems like as if it's super promoted by the media, you automatically want to question that thing. Why is it trending? And what is the possibility? Like, why would they want this to trend? Like, what could be the outcome of this that they would want this to trend? Most of the time, trending things are just distractions to put our attention towards that instead of something else that is going on behind the curtains. So if something is trending or something big happens, usually when something big happens that it causes like a social uprising, that means there's probably something else happening on the back end, and you might want to look into other things that the attention is trying to be drifted away from. So that's one thing. If everybody's accepting something, question it automatically. And it doesn't mean that it could be fake. A lot of the times it is like kind of fake and a distraction, but you always want to, double check, guys. So Number 3 is play devil's advocate with yourself. Question why you like something or feel a certain way about something. So if you hold a certain opinion, like, oh, I want to vote for this person. And you're like, yeah, I love that person. I want to vote for him or whatever. Play devil's advocate with yourself. Why do you want to vote for that person? Pretend you're the somebody who's trying to convince you to vote for somebody else. Why would you want to vote for that person? But they did this. How do you feel about that? Why, do you know when they did this? Like, why did they do this? But blah, blah, blah. Like, or let's say, I think getting the fluoride serum is the best thing that you can do. Why do you think that? Well, because I think it could help save millions of people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, like, why do you think it could help save millions of people if blah, blah, blah can also help save millions of people? How is getting the fluoride serum a better alternative? Like, just keep playing devil's advocate with yourself until you come to a place where you just don't know, where you don't have an answer for yourself, where you're just like, I don't know, I don't even know what to say anymore. And you don't have enough answers for yourself because we all like to hold these opinions and pretend we're like these super educated people on certain social topics, especially like Gen Z, millennial people now, like, oh, well, according to the systematic sociology, like, they're just copy and pasting from a freaking Wikipedia, like, I don't even know where I was going. I just started ranting for a little bit. But anyways, we think we know so much. Question yourself until you get to the point where you don't have enough information to provide yourself and start looking deeper. Just keep looking deeper until you can solidify that opinion within you, I guess. And you don't ever want to solidify an opinion. Don't even listen to that. Don't ever solidify any sort of opinion within you, because opinions they're useless, guys. I mean, yeah, I guess they keep the society going, but they're useless, guys. Overall, I mean, anything that you can't take with you out of this physical body, once you die out of this physical body, is useless. Not saying that this entire physical life experience is useless, because it's an experience. I would kind of say it's pointless. It's not pointless, but I mean, the point is to, like, experience. I don't know, it's kind of pointless to me, but I'm not dissing you, God. Not. It's not pointless, okay? It's to experience you and to love you. And to relearn you. That's not pointless. So, yes, go deeper until you want to find out more information. So now that brings us to number 4, which is look into deeper information. And what I mean by this is stray away from mainstream media for information. If you want to find out more information about something, like the actual information, don't go to the sources that provide the misinformation. For example, social media. A lot of people like to get their information from Facebook. Guess who freaking controls Facebook? They like to get their information from Instagram. Guess who controls Instagram? Facebook. So, like, watch the sources that you're getting your information from and stray away from these mainstream things that provide information. Also, like, mainstream news, like Fox, CNN, like, you know what? Look somewhere else, okay? They're not going to really tell you what's freaking happening. Also, another little blurb about those, I mentioned it's kind of like the watermarks that they put on the post that we do now about the fluoride serum and things like that. Another one of those watermarks are the fact checker watermark, where you'll post something or you'll see somebody post something and it's blurred out and says, this is false, this may be false information. And then you click on it and it says, our fact checkers have declared this as false information. Here's the fact checker source. And then it's like some random source or something. Don't look at that and be like, oh, it's false. The fact checkers fact checked it. It must be false. Like, no, don't do that. I've seen them do that with posts that aren't even fact or have anything to do with, like, they're like, oh, this is saying not to get the fluoride serum. Like, it's not saying that at all, but they're trying, it's called censorship. They're trying to censor us. And as America, especially, this is supposedly a free country. We supposedly have, I feel like if I whisper, that freaking does something. We're supposed to have, one, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, and we are being censored through these platforms. Because, it's not fact. But who are these fact checkers? And the people who are telling us it's not fact, they're the ones who don't want us to know these certain things, so they're going to try to tell us that it's not fact. And by putting these little watermarks on the post and say, this was already fact checked for you, you don't need to look further deeper into it, a lot of people are going to be like, I don't even have to look into it, and it's going to sway us from actually informing ourselves. So always educate yourself, inform yourself. Number 5, look into conspiracies. I know it's all kind of full circle thing, but look into conspiracies. Look into what the other people are saying, the conspiracy theorists are saying, because a lot of the time, guys, it's not a conspiracy, okay? It's freaking true, and they label it as a conspiracy, like, it's a conspiracy. Like, no, look into it. Again, do your own fact checking, do your own source checking. I say check WikiLeaks, or just look deeper into what the low-key people are saying about it. Don't look at those mainstream medias or whatever. And if something big happens, look into the conspiracy theory side of it, because there could be some truth to it. So not all conspiracy theories are right. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that it's a if it's a mainstream thing, there's a high chance that the conspiracy is right. So read and look into the opposing side or point of view and reasoning. So if you have a strong opinion, or if there's a strong opinion being forced onto the public, i.e., or for example, the fluoride serum, if it's a sort of opinion that's being forced into us, we absolutely have to get it, and anybody who doesn't get it is a disgrace to the society, look into the opposing side. Why do these people not want to get it? What is their reasoning? What is their point of view? And see it from their side. Get all of their information so that you can determine for yourself if you should or you shouldn't, or if it's a right or wrong opinion, right? Or right or wrong fact, I guess. So, to sum that all up, be open to receiving. Don't be so quick to dismiss somebody else's viewpoint or experience, because these things that we close ourselves off to, that is our ego closing us off from it, and we think we know so much already, or we think we know or we've been told about it, and we've been informed already. But never stop learning, never stop being open to receiving more information and more viewpoints and more experiences. So for the think for yourself part, all of that was kind of opening, releasing old systems and trying to release yourself from opinions that you may hold within you, and look more into the other side of things and the opinions of other people and experiences. But the think for yourself part is, in order to think for yourself, you have to review all sides of the situation, see all the possibilities, and then see it with no grudge or judgment towards it. See it with no opinion towards it. See what everybody has to say, what the mainstream has to say, what the conspiracy theories have to say, what the other groups of people have to say. I don't know, what do you call other groups of people? But other groups of opinions and sources, and just see what everybody has to say, and approach it without judgment or without a grudge towards it, and see what resonates with you, what feels right to you. After all of the information that you've read, all of the research that you've done, what feels right to you? What feels right and true and honest in the depths of your soul, right? So, a question to ask yourself is, what would your viewpoint be if there was no one there to judge it? If no one cared about what you thought about a certain thing, what would your opinion be? What would your viewpoint of that thing be? Or if the world's well-being didn't depend on it, if you weren't kind of forced into a certain opinion because you have to have this opinion for the world, it's for the world's well-being, is that still your own opinion? don't think like, oh, it's gonna save the world if I have this certain opinion. If you don't think like that at all, if it's not gonna save anybody, what type of opinion would you have? And how does it truly make you feel? This is the action of coming into alignment with your truest, most authentic self and freeing your mind to think for yourself. If you come into alignment with how you truly feel about things, instead of absorbing opinions and viewpoints of other people that are being forced on us, we learn to come into alignment with ourselves, with our own opinions, with our own reasoning, with our own free thought. And we learn to think for ourselves. So, the key points of this episode is, number 1, let go of everything that you think you know. Surrender to the false. Surrender to the fact that everything you know could be false. Number 2, question everything. Don't be so quick to jump on the bandwagon. 3, play devil's advocate. Challenge your current beliefs. Ask yourself why you feel that way. And 4, look into deeper information. Stay away from social mainstream media news and look into alternative sources. See what the people are saying. Look into conversations. A great source, I feel, for this, and a lot of misinformation could be spread on this too, but my boyfriend stays up to date with things on this, and I think it's a really good source of information, is 4chan. It sounds crazy, but it is 4chan. And things like Reddit too, but remember, a lot of these things, there are people in here from these mainstream sources that are in there spreading also misinformation. So you want to just keep digging deeper and deeper, and if something doesn't seem right to you, keep looking into it. And then again, so 5, to close that off, look into conspiracies. If you sense something slightly fishy, look more into it. Maybe someone thinks it's fishy too, and you can start a conversation about it and look deeper into something. But don't take that advice to heart. Don't watch who you connect with on the internet. You don't want to spread too much information with somebody you don't know. I kind of have that problem where I'm a very open person and I love sharing information, but when it comes to strangers, you have to watch with the information that you're spreading, because you don't know who they work for, who they are, and they may be trying to find out what you know. So, all in all, be open to all the information that comes your way, and look within to see what truly resonates with you. So, that is it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it sort of sparked some sort of self-reflection in you to think, what are the ideals that I hold within me? What are the opinions that I feel are my truth? Is it your actual truth, or is it somebody else's truth being forced upon you? A very quick example of this is when somebody asks me, oh, do you like this sort of, or do you like this, or something, I don't know, just one thing, oh, do you like this? And then I'm like, oh no, that makes me fart, I don't know, some weird example. That makes me fart, like, oh, that really makes you gassy, or that gives you stomach aches, when I've never actually experienced it giving me a stomach ache or making me fart, anything like that. But I remember my mom telling me when I was younger, oh, that makes you fart, or oh, that gives you a stomach ache. So I remember holding that information, like her telling me that, and I'm like, oh yeah, well, I don't like that because it does this. But it's not even my own opinion, and I haven't even experienced it for myself. But I was told when I was younger, and I was kind of conditioned to know that, or to say that, or to feel that way. So, and small things like that come up. Usually it has to do with, like, I have opinions that aren't even mine, but my mom's, and I remember her saying that was her opinion. So I remember just growing up wanting to share the same opinion as my mom, I guess. So this is another way. It doesn't even have to be the freaking WBM forcing opinions on you, but maybe opinions that your family has projected on you, or your parents growing up. This is free thinking. Maybe you're not thinking for yourself. Maybe it's your parents' thoughts living through you. So think about that too. Reflect on those sort of things too. So again, thank you so much for listening to this episode, and thank you for writing the SS Cipher. It's been fun in this spaceship. We're in space, guys. Look at this. We're moving on up. We're in space. We're freaking all over the global map. We're everywhere, and we're especially on the writingsofnatalia.com. So check out that website. Just check it out, guys. You don't even have to freaking do anything on it. Just look at it, and by doing that, you're making me happy, because then you get to see all the cool stuff that I'm doing, and it's just gonna keep getting better. So make sure you stay updated to that. Make sure you follow that, and again, follow me through that follow link. Get on my mailing list, because you never know what could happen. Follow me on Instagram at Natalia of Earth, where I just post stuff. I post me, I post random stuff, I post my cat, I post information, and of course follow the Writings of Natalia on Instagram too, so you get the whole visual branding experience. And guys, if you want to give me feedback, or you want to give me a comment, or you just want to send me a message through email or whatever, you can do that. This podcast has an email. It's ThirdEyeCyphs at thewritingsofnatalia.com. So if you email ThirdEyeCyphs at thewritingsofnatalia.com, you can send me whatever you want. You can send me suggestions for episodes. That would be cool. If you want me to talk on a specific topic or look into something and then talk about it, just email me, tell me the topic, tell me why you want me to look into it, and I will definitely do that, and I will talk on it. So send me any comments, feedback, any questions that you may have through this email, or you could join the ThirdEyeCyphs private community on Facebook. It's called ThirdEyeCyphs Podcast Community. But the community link is also in my link tree in my Instagram. And I don't think it's on my website, but it's definitely on my link tree. So, and it's definitely in the show notes of the podcast. So wherever you listen to the podcast, if you look at the description of the podcast, the link for the community is in there too. So easy peasy. So yes, guys, thank you again for listening, and I hope I provided you with some sort of information and inspiration. So to close this episode off, I shall read from the lovely Tao Te Ching. This is verse 18. When the great Tao is forgotten, kindness and morality arise. When wisdom and intelligence are born, the great pretense begins. When there is no peace within the family, filial piety and devotion arise. When the country is confused and in chaos, loyal ministers appear. Peace.
Hari Om. This episode has been brought to you by the writings of Natalia.com. Jai Ma.